Welcome, everyone, to another Energy Healer Spotlight. I'm Selena, energy healer and mentor, and I love helping others strengthen their gifts and expand their reach. Today, I am so happy and excited to bring you the dynamic Margaret Vallejo, certified emotion code, body code, and belief code practitioner. We're going to talk about Margaret's journey, experiences, her favorite healing moments, and breakthroughs that she's witnessed along the way. And she's also launching a healing center for retreats in California where she's at. So we'll be one of the first to get all of the deets on that. So excited. So if you're curious about this path for yourself or already practicing, you're going to love it. So let's dive in. Welcome, Margaret.
Thank you, Selena. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Of course, absolutely. So, Margaret, our history goes back a little bit, not one of like the typical healer interviews I do, because we actually have known each other since I had to look it up in the notes, but July 2023. Can you
Yeah,
believe?
literally 2 years ago.
So, I usually ask or start with like, tell us about yourself and what drew you to the world of healing. So, yes, tell us all that. And you can start, like when we met, or you can go back further, wherever you want to start. But what, drew you to be open to energy healing, specifically the emotion code, body code, and, what made you open up to even becoming a certified healer?
Well, I'll start back when I would say almost 10 years ago. I didn't know what energy work was. I was going through a rough situation. I was going through a couples counselor suggested that my then husband at the time, now ex-husband, we see a different counselor because he wasn't able to make progress. So he referred us to somebody else who was an individual therapist, a doctor, but she happened to also be an energy healer.
Oh, cool.
She actually turned out to be my individual therapist. And when I first met her and started working with her, she explained energy work, she explained muscle testing. And I said, I have no idea what you're talking about. But I'm open. Like, I feel open. I feel like I'm supposed to be here. We're supposed to work together. And we actually worked together for about 2 years. She was my individual therapist. And so I got really good at muscle testing. And through the years moving forward, I've always been drawn to energy work. I've been to like sound bowl events, sound tuning, Reiki, all of the above. And I've been told by many different practitioners that you should really look into being an energy practitioner.
So they saw it in you.
They did. And they said that you have really strong intuition. But I didn't know what that meant. You know, when somebody tells you that, you're just like, that's interesting. And then you kind of move on with your life. But I would say the first time that I really felt called to anything to actually learn and to become certified and to help other people heal this way is when I started working with you. It was the very first session. I felt such a powerful release of like energetic baggage that I had been that I was carrying my whole life. And I just had this deep knowing that I had to learn this. And like, this is what I've been waiting for. You know, all these people have told me you should, do this and that. I'm like, okay, this is what I should be doing. But I took a step back because I really needed to go through my healing process, release everything that I was supposed to release before I learned how to do this myself. But I knew like once I really got to a good energetic place, this would be my next step after was to really
Wow.
learn all of these practices within like the emotion code, body code, belief code.
That's beautiful. Like, and the fact that you kind of just had that inner knowing that you're almost pretty much your first session, it just shows you like how connected to your intuition you were even then, even when you had a lot of layers of trauma still stuck in your field, but you had that deep knowing, that intuition. That's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Really cool. So I usually ask, how did you find the emotion code? But you found it through me. How'd you find me? Was it
That's
through?
a whole nother story. I feel like I have lots
Okay,
of
that
stories. So I
it was
actually,
a referral from
yeah,
another practitioner, right?
yeah,
Yes,
I
there you
found
go.
myself in a really challenging circumstance, like ending a relationship. And so I wanted like real healing. And so I had hired a life coach. And the life coach really encouraged me to see you for energy healing. And so I was open to it. And that's what led me to being in that first session.
Okay, awesome. So that was back in July 23. We're now summer of 25. So it's been a nice, steady, and well, sometimes quickly unfolding progression for you as you're coming into your healing gifts and your new role now. So in your bio, I did say you're certified in all three modalities from Discover Healing: emotion code, body code, belief code. When did you first start reading the book, learn practicing with it, and then how long did you take to dive in for the certifications?
My whole 2024, like that was my goal, was to really focus on getting certified in all of the three modalities that entire year. So I pretty much focused most of my energy on becoming certified. And I was able to achieve my goal because I started in January 24 and I finalized my certification in all three of the practices in December of 24.
That is a feat.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was a lot of focus, but I was very determined.
Yeah, so your dedication and your passion really shine through. And I love that. I'm so passionate about this work. And that's why I wanted to have you here because I know you're so passionate about healing, helping people. So I love it. So now that you're certified, what's the next step? Like, how do you work with clients? What's your approach? Phone, remote, in person, video. So, how does that all look like these days?
All of the above.
Okay.
I prefer virtual just because it's easier. I like working with somebody that's like live and I can get feedback
So over
and
video calls is preferred.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. But I'm open to in person as well.
Okay. Yeah. And you're out there on the West Coast, California, right?
Correct. California. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. So you do one-on-one clients. Did I hear you're starting group?
I am going to start group soon. I haven't started group yet. I honestly, I really lean into like my intuition and it kind of leads me where I should go. And so I do feel called to hold group sessions. So in the near future, I'll announce that on my
Okay.
website and social
Awesome.
media. Yeah.
Yes, so we can all be on the lookout for that. I love it.
Yes.
Okay, and so we can work with you one on one for now, groups coming up. And then
Mhm.
did you want to share about what's coming up in the fallish of 2025?
Yes, super exciting things. I mean, that's kind of a story also. So I received, I would say about a year and a half to 2 years ago, I had this download of like, you're going to open a healing center. And which was interesting, because that is different than what I'm doing now. And, lots of developments, but I am opening officially a healing center. I'm working on it now. It'll officially be launched in the fall of 25. I'm super excited. When you see these quotes of like the universe, God has so much more for you than you can ever imagine. Like this is
It's
literally what's
one of those.
happening. Yeah, because I'm a big hiker. I love nature. I love grounding. I love connecting with Mother Earth. And I had this knowing that hiking was going to be a part of the activity. So I thought, okay, well, I have a healing center and we'll, travel to a hiking spot. Well, this property is so amazing. So it's at the top of a hill slash mountain and it's 20 acres and there's actually hiking trails on the property already there. Yes, Mother Nature has gifted me with hiking trails. And so we don't have to leave the property, everything's there. There's a big 1,100 square foot space where all of the activities will be held. Like it's literally set up
So
for
so
as a
there's
healing
already
retreat.
like a building in place already usable.
Correct.
Okay, we're gonna have to bring you back once you get closer to opening, so you can give us like a walkthrough and show us all the things with that healing center. And did I understand it right? That's gonna be available for like weekend retreats, more extended retreats, that type of thing.
Yes, day workshops also. So day workshops,
Okay.
weekend retreats, 5-day retreats.
I love your vision, and I love that you just knew that this was gonna be for you, and you just went with the universe.
Yeah, you really, I really am in a place. I mean, I can't say there's no fear because it's like,
Something new,
how
yeah.
am I, me, going to take care of 20 acres? But I really do trust in the universe and this is bigger than me. And I know that all of the energetic and the physical supports will, come into my life to help me support this Like it's a passion
Yeah.
project for sure.
Yes. I love that you said that. And that's just like a demonstration of like walking in faith. Like, that's how manifestations unfold. It doesn't, not everything, not every piece is dropped in your lap. It's sometimes you just got to take the first step and then trust that the next part shows up, right?
Yes. And
Yes.
when you feel that fear, like it's really important to reframe it and to remember, like I'm
Yes.
divinely guided, I'm divinely protected, I'm divinely provided for, and it helps you keep moving forward.
Yes. I'm so glad you can model that for your clients because that's powerful. Like, yes, we can clear off a lot of the baggage, but if you don't do that mindset shift, you're just gonna attract maybe not the best experiences or be dealing with the same patterns. That's
Yeah.
right.
I mean, it took a lot to get here for sure, but I do believe that, and this is what I love working one on one with people with, is to really empower people to know that they have everything inside them. Like they
Yes.
literally have everything inside them, but it takes a while to really know that here and know it in the heart space and embody that knowing and energy.
Yeah, so you're helping us remember. I love it.
Mhm.
Okay, well, maybe this will be a good time to go into some of the healing stories you've witnessed for yourself, for your clients, wherever you want to start with a healing breakthrough or two. So, would love to hear it. We love these stories.
Yeah. I mean, I'll share some personal stories, because I try to hold at least one session for myself to really, release, because we're human. We pick up energy,
Mhm.
whether it's ours or other people's energy, really kind of shed that energy and it's important for me also to resonate at a high level so I can help other people also. But, some really huge breakthroughs with past life energies and releasing that to the point where like I'm bawling tears during my session because I'm
Wow.
connecting to my past lives and I'm seeing that there was a past life that I've really grown in relationship with that was kind of like a shamanic healer, indigenous, and she went through a very traumatic experience with like her partner dying and she was just held in this like grief for her whole life. And so to really
Mm,
sit with her, honor her experience, that was a recent session actually, honor her
wow.
experience and allow her to be seen.
Right.
I gave her the space for that. And, she told me at some point, okay, I'm ready to release it, you know?
Right.
So that was
Yeah,
really
she
powerful.
needed to be seen and acknowledged, right? So that aspect of yourself could move on. And I'm sure there were probably some like karmic parallels to like your current incarnation. And usually those are the ones that show up, right, from our past lives when we do sessions for ourselves. And it helps us get through like our current life in a more empowered way.
Yes. And, it's interesting. I've had other very intuitive practitioners tell me that I'm very connected to nature and I'm, a similar type of healer, like indigenous, like Native American type. And I don't have that in my background that I'm aware of, like in this lifetime. What I think those intuitive messages have come from other practitioners are my past lifetimes.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, like this lifetime, you definitely are in tune with nature. I see you like outside all the time, like on your posts, and like I just love how active and connected to the earth you are. So that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, like past life healing. So you're one of those healers that doesn't mind going into other timelines and putting that into the intention for the
Mhm.
session, right?
Yes. Other lifetimes, definitely. And also ancestral, like trauma, releasing ancestral passed down traumas and that heaviness as well.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Any other healing highlights you want to share for yourself or
Um,
others?
I think just in general, like my gratitude, people really coming to a session with me and sharing some really deep trauma. Like I'm super grateful that people feel safe with me to really talk about like childhood trauma, things that they don't really share with
Right.
anybody, for people to trust me in that capacity and to allow me to help work with them through it, both energetically and then also allow, like, giving like tips and tools to work on healing that after the session as well. So that's something that I really have been sitting with lately, is people really showing up for themselves and trusting me to hold that safe space for them.
That's beautiful. So, do when you're working with clients, like, do you have a particular niche, or what types of clients you particularly are drawn or are drawn to you to work with, or are you more generalized?
I would say I'm generalized in a sense because I really do feel like the people that come to me for sessions and for healing and releasing are people that I'm aligned with. But something that I'm super passionate about, because, outside of being an energy healing practitioner, I'm a social worker for public child welfare. And so I know the heaviness that being a professional healer looks like. And a lot of times, in that professional role, it's always about helping other people. And a lot of times helping themselves is missed. And really feel called to help, like, social workers, therapists, anybody in the really healing profession. I mean, it's really in doctors, nurses, EMTs. There are so many different professions that, are out there helping other people
Yeah,
and are taking on heavy energy because it's,
yeah, on other people's trauma.
yeah. And they don't realize that they pick stuff up from everywhere to really help people really release that energy, is something that I'm passionate about. But I really am open to helping anybody, because I feel that, if somebody comes to session, we were supposed to work together.
Okay, awesome. Does that include animals as well? Do you do animals or?
Yes, I do animals as well.
Okay, awesome. So good. Yeah, and that is such a population that really needs it, because they're constant. They're not like behind a desk all the time. They're dealing with like really raw, emotional, medical trauma, like on a regular basis. That definitely will build up for anyone. So yeah, they need you for sure. So with all of this, so you're on the front lines in social work, child welfare. You're also doing professional energy healing. How do you, Margaret, take care of your own energy with all that going on?
That's a really great question. I've realized through the years it's so important, like you said, because I'm working with people that are experiencing a lot of trauma. It's really easy to pick stuff up, but I'm really a big believer in the way you start your day is so important and is really life changing. And it's the small things that you do every day that amount to huge progress. So, one of the things that I'm very passionate about is having a morning routine for myself. And I'm actually going to be posting videos on, I created a YouTube channel. It's very new, but I'm going to be creating videos on morning routines, about 20 minutes long. And basically, I'm sharing what I'm doing and how I energetically align and keep myself in a good, like, mental, physical, spiritual place. So my morning routine consists of somatic work, breath work, journaling, and then grounding on earth, like feet on earth, and then I am statements. And so that's my morning routine. That is really important. Also, knowing my coping skills. Like knowing where you're at in your body, you're able to measure if you're aligned, and especially when you're not aligned. And so when I'm not aligned, I have my coping skills. And I ask myself, what do I need right now? Is it breath work? Is it meditation? Is it putting my feet on earth? Sometimes I literally will just go outside and plant myself like a star, face up or face down on the earth for as long as I need to get back to center. So it's important to have those coping skills, those like reactive lists of what works for you, so that you're able to, and I'm able to bring myself back to center.
That's beautiful. Yeah. I'm Isn't that like the most, imagine how would you do what you do without that?
Well, a lot of people
Right.
do.
But they don't,
They
because
don't do it well.
their body eventually breaks down, or their mental health breaks down. But with you're just starting your healing practice, and you've got this locked in place, you know you're going to be fine.
And I want to teach other people, how I'm able to really stay in a good place. And that's why I did create my YouTube channel, to share my morning routine, to share my coping skills, my reactive plan, my proactive plan,
Oh, I love
different
it.
healing tips.
That is gonna inspire so many people to find that version of what they need to keep themselves in alignment or to help keep themselves in alignment. And the more we can do that, the less emotion code, body code we'll need, right?
Exactly.
Yes, yeah, because we want to do this work to support people as a replacement of doing your own work, right?
Yes, exactly.
That's beautiful, Margaret. And I know you're gonna like help so many people like integrate these kind of practices to keep themselves like well in mind, body, and spirit. Yeah, and
Thank you.
I know everyone out there, you can't see full Margaret because she's sitting down, but she is so fit, so active. You might be able to see those like awards on her wall, but it's probably from some type of like race or physical activity. Yes. All right. So I love all of that you discussed. It's so inspirational. What's a piece of advice maybe you could leave someone who is considering getting an energy healing session, who's not familiar with energy healing, just like you and I, where we totally did not know. We knew the world of therapy, we knew what a counselor is, but and the world is being more open to energy healing, but maybe what's a misconception or an encouragement you could give to someone considering making energy work part of their healing journey?
I'm glad you brought that up. Two things are kind of coming up for me. One thing that I want to share, it's kind of a little bit off topic, is my personal opinion is like kind of the if somebody really wants to change their life, really get on their healing journey, like therapy, traditional therapy and energy healing at the same time really is like the magic combination, because you're able to see a therapist that's, in the therapy realm that we typically know of. So you're able to really change those cognitive beliefs, reframing, and then you're seeing an energy healing practitioner that's able to shed everything that you've been carrying, all the energy that you've been carrying this lifetime, from other lifetimes, from ancestors. So those things together, I feel, are like the magic combination. To go
I
back to your
agree. I agree. Yeah,
yes.
I actually have a couple therapists that actually refer clients to me because they see, like, yes, we can, talk this out. We can learn new coping skills. We can do all this, but they realize, those stuck energies from those traumas are still with their client. And it makes it easier once they're cleared up with the
Mm-hmm.
emotion code, body code, belief code.
Yeah, and I'm a
Yes.
prime example of that, because my life coach that referred me to you was actually a licensed therapist. So I was able to get both at the same time. Before that, I was already on my spiritual journey, however, kept repeating the same patterns.
Balance. Yeah.
And so I finally was at a place where, like, I'm done living this life. I really am serious about like surrendering and changing my life. So having that together was really what helped me like exponentially transform. And
Yes.
so, yeah. And so I wanted to share that because it's so important. To go back to your question of a client either not knowing energy or being a
Defense,
little,
maybe. Yeah. Or
yeah,
wary of it.
yeah. I would just encourage an individual to be open and just see what it might feel like in your body. I know that I offer 15-minute free 15-minute consults just to
Awesome.
do a quick measurement and then allow somebody to experience it. That way they're able to decide, like, is this something that they want to do or not?
Okay. So you
So
do some energetic baseline measurements, and do you also do like a release and imbalance or two?
yes,
Okay,
either I'll
awesome.
either yeah, or either sorry, I'll either look at, should we release some limiting beliefs or should we release some trapped emotions? What's best? And so we'll
Okay.
go either way.
Awesome. Yeah. So I'll put your contact details in the
Mhm.
description. So right now you're offering those free consults. So that's a
Mhm.
beautiful opportunity to like experience it for yourself. Like we can read about it, we can look at some videos, but it doesn't compare to when you actually experience a real session for yourself.
Yeah, I really believe that you have to experience it for yourself and also coming to a session open because openness is an energy. And so the more open you can be, the more energy you'll be able to release. So I want to encourage people to really come with an open mind.
Beautiful. Okay, and what about switching gears a little bit for those who maybe have read the emotion code book or are starting to learn it and getting inspired about its effectiveness, its ease, and are thinking about certification or learning it more formally? Now we have the immersion path available for people to learn with some support through Discover Healing. I found, and I've been certified for some time, so it was years ago, but even when I was doing the program, it was so well put together and it wasn't overwhelming, but it really supported my learning. How was it for you, and any advice for those who are thinking about diving deeper as a potential practitioner?
I like to go back to your intuition and really, if you're considering becoming a practitioner, my opinion is that's your intuition telling me that you should do this. If that's your first instinct, then go with it. A lot of times we get into our headspace and then we do the pros and cons list and then you talk yourself out of it. Listen to your first intuition. So if you feel called to become a practitioner, then do it. You'll be proud of yourself for sure.
I love it. That's such a great answer. Simple answer. It's like, well, what is your intuition telling you, right?
Mhm.
Because really that's our guiding force. So yeah, I
Mhm.
love that you pointed us back to that. Well, Margaret, can you tell everyone where we can connect with you? Your socials, your website, all of that. Where can we best connect with you?
Absolutely. So basically, everything is at My Sacred Inner Healing. So my website is www. Instagram at mysacredinnerhealing.com, YouTube, which actually just started. So YouTube at mysacredinnerhealing.com. My email address is mysacredinnerhealing.
Okay, easy.
Yes. And I think that's all of them.
Okay, awesome. And I'll link all of that in the description. And I gotta check. I know you just started your channel, but I'll go ahead and subscribe. So everyone support Margaret, subscribe to her channel. And it has been so much fun chatting with you today. And I am just looking forward to, even maybe doing a catch up with you 9 months down the line, a year from now. And definitely when you formally open your healing center, we have got to have to do this again. Thank you
Yes, I
so
would love
much,
to.
Margaret.
Thank you, Selena. I appreciate you.
Thank you.